This is what they are showing to you. And this is a reality. Is high fashion finished? A report by KnowTheChain found that many luxury brands scored poorly on efforts to fight forced labor in their supply chains. Specifically, LVMH, owner of Louis Vuitton, and other brands scored 19 out of 100. Kering, owner of Gucci and Balenciaga, scored 41 out of 100. Tapestry, owner of Coach and Kate Spade, scored 16 out of 100. Prada scored only 5 out of 100. Nobody met a good standards of their productions, and people are paying money equivalent to a car value for a handbag. While so-called luxury brands are exploiting labor, especially in China, gaining massive profits. Christian Dior has got caught up in a scandal, exposing their handbags' production costs being as low as $40, while charging customers up to few thousands per bag, and people are waking up to entire high fashion being not so worth their money. Let's dive in. A recent scandal has emerged involving Christian Dior's handbag production practices in Italy. Italian prosecutors uncovered that Dior was paying suppliers only €53, approximately $57, to produce handbags that retail for €2,600. This revelation has shocked many luxury handbag enthusiasts and raised serious ethical concerns. Italian law enforcement conducted raids on Dior's suppliers, uncovering exploitative labor practices. The investigation found multiple labor violations and exploitation of workers. Unauthorized workers, mainly from China, were found working without proper documentation or residency permits. Some workers were forced to lodge at production sites to ensure round-the-clock manufacturing, and safety features on machinery were dismantled to increase production speed. Workers were reportedly paid as little as $2 to $3 per hour, working long hours including weekends and holidays. This exploitative system, known as caporalato, involved legal intermediaries and worker exploitation. As a result of these findings, Italian authorities have placed Dior's subsidiary under judicial administration for a year. The court emphasized that these practices were not isolated incidents, but systemic in the luxury brand's manufacturing processes. This scandal has raised questions about the true value of luxury handbags and the ethics of their production. Many consumers are now reconsidering their purchases of Dior products, with some expressing disappointment and a reluctance to buy from the brand in the future. The Milan court's decision to place manufacturers Dior SRL, an Italian subsidiary of Louis Vuitton Group known as LVMH, under judicial administration for 1 year had several negative impacts on LVMH's reputation. The case brought intense public attention to LVMH's supply chain practices, particularly regarding worker exploitation and unethical subcontracting. It has affected the stock market. LVMH shares fell to 0.2% on the day the court's decision was announced, indicating investor concern about the potential reputational and operational impacts. There are serious ethical concerns. The revelation that Dior was paying suppliers only €53 to produce handbags retailing for €2,600 raised questions about the company's ethical standards and profit margins. This scandal will face industry-wide implications. The court emphasized that such violations were systematic in the fashion industry, potentially tarnishing LVMH's image as a leader in luxury goods. Customers' trust is tarnished. The scandal likely eroded consumer confidence in LVMH's ethical practices, potentially affecting future purchasing decisions. Here are some of the most notable brands under LVMH: Louis Vuitton, Christian Dior, Fendi, Givenchy, Celine, Lau, Marc Jacobs, Kenzo, and Rihanna's Fendi. Also in 2010, LVMH acquired a significant stake in Hermès, initially holding 14.2% of the company's shares. This stake was gradually increased to 23.2% by 2013. The Dior unit itself was not facing any criminal probe, although the owners of the contracting and subcontracting companies were under investigation by Milan prosecutors. During the 1-year period of judicial administration, the company will continue to operate, with the appointed overseer submitting routine progress reports to the court regarding the establishment of new oversight protocols. But brand owners and representatives have so far not responded to this revelation. In April 2024, a Milan court took measures against a company owned by Giorgio Armani for failing to adequately oversee its supply chain. The investigation that uncovered issues with Dior suppliers is part of a broader probe examining small manufacturers supplying around a dozen other brands. However, these brands remain confidential due to the ongoing investigation.
Where can you find the reliable bag suppliers in China? Guangzhou City and Yiwu City. Guangzhou City have the largest scale bags market and the largest trading volume in China. And Yiwu City has the lowest price for the bags products. Many of the famous brand bags are produced by these two cities, like Louis Vuitton, Gucci, and Michael Kors. You can find any bags you want here. They have many various styles and very cheap prices.
Their so-called high fashion products are embarrassing at this point, but still many people believe that they are some sort of icon of higher status. Designer handbags aim to represent wealth and social standing. But owning a designer handbag should also signify an appreciation for quality materials, skilled craftsmanship, and design heritage. Not a cheap labor in unregulated, underpaid sweatshops. At this point, if anyone promotes these brands, may be also involved in normalizing forced labor. Reports show that other brands also have incredibly low scores in addressing these production issues. Among them are Hermès, Salvatore Ferragamo, Burberry, and Moncler. Many of these luxury brands source from high-risk countries, but fail to disclose details on forced labor risks identified across their supply chain tiers. The luxury sector as a whole scored below average in addressing forced labor issues, highlighting a significant problem in the industry.